The Megas in Pokemon Go are almost complete. There are exactly 7 Mega Pokemon to be released in Pokemon Go. But of those 7, there are some very powerful Pokemon, including one of the strongest, if not the strongest Pokemon ever to be entered into Pokemon Go. So we're going to check out what remaining 7 there are and what are going to be their values in Pokemon Go. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. So as of right now, if you guys do check out the badges, there are 39 of 46 Mega Evolution Pokemon entered into the game, meaning there are 7 Mega Evolutions left in the game. And while there are some awesome Pokemon in here, including some of the coolest Megas, like we have the Blastoise, we have the Beedrills, we have the Alakazam, the Slowbro, the Gengar, the Kangaskhan, we have the Gyarados, the Aerodactyl, the Ampharos, the Steelix, the Scizor, the Houndoom, we have the Tyranitar, which I'm so surprised that we already have that in the game and so stoked, all of the Hoenn starters, and we have even more powerful Pokemon such as Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, and Rayquaza in the game, including Mega Diancie. So there are extremely powerful Megas in the game. But I want to make sure that you guys do also have this as one of your top strategies in the game. Not only are these Pokemon extremely powerful as attackers, also speaking, these Pokemon are very valuable at Mega Level 3 for yielding you more XL candy. Unless it's a solo typing, such as a Glalie that goes into a strict ice typing, it's much better for us to use something like an Abomasnow that's going to be grass and ice typing. Where I'm going with this is that all these Pokemon have a typing, and at Mega Level 3 it boosts candy yield, and it also boosts the amount of XL candy you will be able to get when catching Pokemon matching that typing. It's one of the most valuable systems in the game. It's how I get as much XL candy out of all my raid bosses, and these Pokemon here are very effective. The other Pokemon such as Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, and Mega Rayquaza are going to be the only 3 Pokemon that activate 3 different typings at the same time. The Groudon covers all of the sunny, so you have the grass, you have the fire, and the ground. The Kyogre is going to cover everything water, which is going to be electric, water, as well as bug, and the Rayquaza covers everything windy, which is going to be dragon, psychic, as well as flying. Okay, so those are 3 Pokemon that are very valuable. The Mega Charizard also goes into 2 different typings, so although it can't cover it all at the same time, it still will eventually cover 3 different things, which is going to be fire, flying, and dragon, depending on which X or Y you do use, which is effective. So now there's going to be 7 Mega Pokemon that are going to be left. Some of them are going to be semi not useful as far as Mega typing and power, but there are a couple in here that are going to be absolutely fantastic in the game. Okay, well this is strange. Apparently that the Mega Evolutions is not going all the way to the top because we have something that has shown up. Okay, so there's more than 7 Pokemon left in here to Mega Evolve, and number 1 of those Pokemon is going to be the Mega Heracross. Mega Heracross is one of the top bug attackers in the game with the Mega Horn moveset. It makes it extremely powerful, and it is a combination of fighting and bug, so it's going to be useful for the Mega Level 3, covering 2 unique typings, so you can get bug boost and fighting boost, and it's also going to be extremely strong. But let's continue. The next Pokemon, albeit not a very strong attacker, is going to be the Mega Mawile. It's going to have a Steel and a Fairy type combination. I'm very excited about Steel and Fairy type because there's good Fairy types and good Steel types, and although it's not going to be good for anything really but this boost, still effective for that. And the next 2 Pokemon, albeit very cool Pokemon, are not going to be super effective because we have the Mega Sharpedo, but that is already covered by the same typing as the Mega Gyarados of Water and Dark. And then we also have the Mega Camerupt, which is going to be Fire and Ground, but Groudon is already covering Fire and Ground and Grass. So those 2 Pokemon, unfortunately, are going to be irrelevant for us. The next Pokemon is going to be Mega Audino. I really like this Pokemon because it's normal and fairy typing. Normal is pretty effective because it seems to cover Snorlax, and who doesn't want more XL candy for Snorlax and other normal type Pokemon, including Kangaskhan. But at the same time, it is also going to cover Fairy, and I always like to have Fairy in my back pocket to be able to go after this. And next, we have the Mega Galade. Mega Galade is going to be a Psychic and a Fighting type Pokemon. I find it very effective to have Psychic and Fighting type. The Gardevoir is a Psychic and Fairy type. I do use that Pokemon Psychic and Fighting, also very useful for that XL candy boost. However, Psychic and Fighting is also going to be shared with the last Pokemon that we are going to cover in this video, but not quite yet. Next, we have the Mega Garchomp. Mega Garchomp is a ground and a dragon type Pokemon. Extremely powerful in the ground, extremely powerful in the dragon. However, it will not top the Mega Rayquaza, and it will also not top the Primal Groudon in both respective categories. So unfortunately, this Pokemon will be a very good budget Mega, but it is being overtaken by legendary Megas as well, which then leads us into 2 favorite Pokemon that are going to be coming into the game. Number 1 is going to be Mega Lucario. So Mega Lucario will be the strongest fighting type Pokemon in the game. Shared typing combination of fighting as well as Steel, which is an effective Mega level 3 to be able to get Steel types and Fighting types. I love this combination for this, and it being so strong, which then leads us into the Mega Metagross. Mega Metagross is going to be a Psychic and a Steel type combination. So it does have a cool, unique bonus to be able to get at Mega level 3 for the XL Candy. I plan to do at least 5 of these Pokemon, but it is also the strongest Steel type in the game, right? So it's very effective, it's going to be very powerful, and this Pokemon I am targeting at trying to get a Shundo or a 98 from Lucky Trades in the game because I would love to absolutely max one of these Pokemon and use it to the best of my abilities. But that's not all. We do have the Mega Mewtwo, and everybody's like, when is Mega Mewtwo going to come? I would not be surprised if Mega Mewtwo doesn't come until next year Go Fest like they did Rayquaza this year. That Pokemon is strong enough, game-breaking enough, and impactful enough to wait a whole another year for that Pokemon to come out. But these other Pokemon I do believe will start to trickle out in the next months, early months of next year and beyond to be able to get it there. The one thing I am going to put a note on is that the Metagross might wait until we have the Sinnoh Tour, right? Because we had the Hoenn Tour this year. Sinnoh Tour looks like it would line up and be perfect in the early spring to have this Mega Metagross. So I am going to put that out there right there. And the Mega Mewtwo is going to be fantastic because it can go into 2 different typings. Number 1, it can go into the all Psychic type, or it can go into the X, which is going to be the Psychic and the Fighting type, which will make that Galade pretty irrelevant because I plan to have many Mega Mewtwo's. More than likely, Mega Mewtwo will follow suit with the Rayquaza, the Groudon, and the Kyogre, where you're typically going to get 80 to 90 Mega Energy on these Pokemon, and it's going to cost at least 400, maybe even higher because of how strong that Pokemon to do 1 Mega Evolution for the first time. So it will be a high yield to cost, and it will be a low yield to gain. So do be cautious of that Pokemon, but it is game breaking because this Pokemon gets extremely powerful movesets and unique movesets at that. It is going to get Psystrike, the strongest Psychic type move in the game. It gets Ice Beam, which is a very effective Ice type in the game. It also gets Flamethrower, which makes it extremely powerful as a Fire type attacker. It is also going to get Shadow Ball, although it is a legacy moveset that makes it one of the strongest Ghost type Pokemon in the game as well with that moveset. It also gets Focus Blast. Even though that's not the most effective fighting move, it still makes it extremely strong in that category. So with that said, where do you guys think the Mega Mewtwo fits in the schedule to be released? And then after that, do you think we're going to have Gigantamax Pokemon coming into the game? Because that's still an option for us. We haven't seen any of them entered into the game. We haven't seen the mechanics, but it could happen. So thank you guys for tuning in as always. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody takes their support, subscription, and participation to the next level. I'm going to see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.